Deion Sanders had a announcement that kind of shook the college football world, and the fact that he beat bladder cancer. And the simple fact that he had bladder cancer and he beat it is what we're going to talk about today after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because we upload all the time. Now, we know Deion Sanders had previewed his press conference on Monday that he was going to have meet with his medical team and host a press conference to kind of give an update on his health and what had taken place. And I put out a video on what I thought he might say. I thought he might say that he will not be at training camp every day, and that's not the case. It looks as if Coach Prime is going to be at training camp every single day. He's back with the Colorado football team. He got a chance to meet with his team over the last week, and that was major. But that wasn't the big news. The big news is the fact that Coach Prime was diagnosed with bladder cancer, and he had his bladder removed and is now officially cured of cancer, according to his doctors. Let's take a look at the ESPN article that was written after the press conference. It says Colorado's Deion Sanders said he battled and beat bladder cancer. It goes on to say University of Colorado college football coach Deion Sanders announced Monday that he underwent surgery to remove his bladder after doctors discovered a tumor there. Sanders said that since the surgery, there has been no traces of cancer and that he will continue to coach this season. In a packed touchdown club at Dahl Ward Athletic Center, Sanders was both serious in tone as well as celebratory and full of humor about what he had been through as he appeared with Dr. Janet, I don't want to mess up her name, director of urological oncology at the University of Colorado Cancer Center. Uh, the doctor said Sanders, quote, is cured of cancer, adding that she doesn't, quote, use that word lightly. Quote, this was not an easy task. It was dynamic. It was tough. It wasn't a cakewalk. It wasn't easy, said Sanders, who added that he lost about 25 pounds. Quote, that was a fight, but we made it. Sanders, his doctor, and the Colorado team trainer, Lauren, spent over 40 minutes answering questions that have swirled around Sanders this offseason. Uh, Lauren said the bladder tumor was discovered during one of the regular routine vascular exams Sanders has because of his history of blood clots with his legs. He never folded one time and never wavered, said Lauren. You couldn't ask for a better patient because he wants to get up and get going right. So it's been awesome. It's been a hectic journey, and there's been a blessing very in disguise in all of this. Sanders, who is 57, said he did not reveal the seriousness of his illness to most of his family and closest friends, including sons Shador and Shiloh, as well as Travis Hunter, as the three prepared for the NFL draft. They didn't even know what the extent of it was, Sanders said, so they could be focused on making the team and not focused on dad. Sanders said that he even went as far as to change his cell phone number a couple of times to keep from talking to too many people. Sanders has largely been out of the public eye in the recent months, save for an appearance at Big 12 Media Days earlier this month when he acknowledged Conference Commissioner Brett Yormark for repeatedly checking in on him and praised Colorado's athletic director Rick George. Sanders deflected questions about his health at Big 12 Media Days and previously had not publicly offered any specifics. On Monday, however, Sanders expounded on his faith, his recovery, his desire to continue coaching, and the challenges of having his bladder removed and the radical change in lifestyle following the surgery. He alternated between humor and somber realization that he is a cancer survivor. Quote, I can't pee like I used to, Sanders said with a laugh. I depends. I'm making a joke of it, but it's real. It is real. It is real. If you see a porta potty on the sideline, it is real. I'm just telling you, you're going to see one at practice and on the sideline in games. He said that he hopes his public disclosure will spur people to get examined for all types of cancers, and that his humor about bladder cancer will help those go through the same surgery and recovery and avoid being embarrassed. At one point, Sanders joked with Lauren, and she had told him, "quote as good as you were as a player, I'm better." To help motivate him during his recovery. They said Sanders' small intestines was used to create a new bladder. She added that Sanders should continue to be active in his recovery and is medically ready to coach. In July, Deion Jr. posted a video on social media in which Sanders is heard saying that he was dealing with a health issue and that I ain't all the way recovered. And then it goes on, talk some more. I don't need to read the whole entire article, but it kind of delves into the seriousness of what was taking place. And quite honestly, this was way more severe than I even imagined. As you know, I made a video what I thought he was going to do. I thought he was going to say that he won't be at practice every single day, but that's not the case. He actually is going to be at practice every single day, even though the severeness of his illness and what was taking place was way more severe than I even thought. So I got a couple of calls the morning of his press conference, and I was told like, yeah, you made a good video, from people close to Deion and people that would know, that was saying, yeah, it's worse than you think. Like, you're on track as far as like his stuff is serious, but it's worse than you think. I didn't think it was bladder cancer though, and I wasn't told that it was bladder cancer. Bladder cancer is not something to mess around with. Having your bladder removed is incredible. To be able to do that, overcome that, and then go out and coach a college football season, that job well done, Coach Prime. I mean, first of all, prayers up to Coach Prime, and it's remarkable that you've been able to recover from this, and then have the gall, the wherewithal to still want to go out there and coach football. Like, think about this: you just had a life altering procedure. You had a tumor removed. You had your bladder removed. You beat cancer. And now your thought is to go out and coach college football. That is a different type of fortitude. I'm not even going to act like that's just normal. Like, that isn't normal. And I'm willing to tell you that there's people that didn't think, they thought that he was going to retire at this press conference. Like, there were people that were hitting me up, there were rumors that were circulating around the internet, there were things that legitimately, and legitimate people that thought Deion Sanders was going to announce his retirement because of how serious this clearly is, and this clearly was. And so to not only not retire, but to also overcome something as serious as cancer and have that surgery, and to not tell your sons. Like, that's the other thing. Like, he couldn't even tell anybody. He didn't tell Shador, according to him. He didn't tell Travis. He didn't tell Shiloh. He didn't tell his family. He had to change his number so he wouldn't talk to some of these people, not necessarily the boys, but to talk to other people that are probably close to him. That, I mean, hats off, Coach Prime. Hats off, Deion Sanders. I mean, hats off to be able to recover from something that severe. And I mean, that is just incredible. That is incredible fortitude. That is God. I mean, I don't know how many of y'all are religious, but I'm a very religious man. That is God. That's nothing but God and divine intervention to be able to discover that, get on top of it early, and to have that removed, and now to actively be able to be with his team and coach football this season. This could potentially be the story of college football. I think it may already be. I'm just being honest. Like, I think this already, before the season even starts, is already the story of college football. The fact that Deion Sanders was able to beat cancer and now is going to go out there and coach the Colorado Buffaloes in any kind of capacity. It doesn't matter what capacity it is, in any kind of capacity, while also dealing with his other health issues, including his blood clots and his toes being amputated, and all these just horrific things to happen to this American icon, this football legend, this father, this person, Deion Sanders. This is so crazy. And this is something that will be the story of college football all season. I mean, obviously, you will have the games that are played, and you have teams that are overcome, and teams that'll do big things, and some team will win the national championship. But this is the story of college football. Like, this is bigger than football. This impacts the game in so many different kind of ways. This is the type of thing that will make, I mean, Deion Sanders is already one of the best motivators in the history of the world, right? Like, Deion Sanders, when he gets in front of a microphone and he gets at a pulpit, I mean, it sounds like he's in the pulpit. When he gets in front of his team and he gets in front of people and he's able to inspire and uplift people, now you're giving that person this type of story, this type of testimony. It is the story of college football before the season even starts. And so I just think, I think Colorado could be geared up for a big season now. I don't know. I know the Big 12 is up and down, and any team can kind of come of it. Arizona State won the conference last year, and BYU was at the top of the conference most of the year. But I think that Colorado could use this and propel them into one hell of a season. Now, what I will say, this is where some of you guys might get mad at me. This is not a one-stop shop and everything is just all roses and daisies, right? Like he's going to be dealing with this, and I think he said as much in his press conference. He's going to be dealing with this with the rest of his life, and this is something that we're going to have to monitor throughout the college football season. Is how is his health? Because albeit the cancer is gone, that doesn't mean the treatments that he has to take and the meds that he has to take to continue to get him back right. He said he lost 25 pounds and to get back healthy and to stay healthy. And these things, I mean, when you have cancer, when you overcome cancer, there are things that come with it in prolonging health implications because of the attack on your immune system that comes with that. And this is going to be something that we're going to have to watch. Like, I know everything is, and it's amazing the fact that he was able to do this and he's able to come back and be with his team. But this is something that we are going to have to monitor with Deion Sanders for the rest of his coaching career, not just this season, but for however long he depends on. I mean, he plans on coaching. This is something that we're going to have to watch and really, really see if it affects him and his ability to lead men on a football field. Not necessarily just lead men, period, because he'll be able to do that, but lead men in a football capacity, be a head football coach of a high-level Division I football team, going out there to win games against other high-level Division I football teams. That's going to be a tall task. And I mean, shout out to Coach Prime, man. Like, I mean, just the fortitude. I just can't say enough about it. I mean, that I cannot act like this is a small feat and act like this is something that coaches do every single day. There's a lot of things that coaches do all the time, right? Like coaches go out and recruit all the time. Coaches go out there and win games, lose games, overcome obstacles, do things like the great coaches do things that other coaches aren't able to do, motivate players in ways that other coaches aren't able to motivate. But to come back from bladder cancer after having your bladder removed and not being able to literally use the bathroom like a normal person for the rest of your life, so much so that you have to wear Depends. Remember, this is an all world, one of the top 1%er. He's the 1% of the 1%. And to now to have go from having blood clots, having your leg look abnormal because of the blood clots, to have toes amputated and now your bladder removed and having to wear Depends and openly speak about it publicly. That's something you just got to tip your cap to, man, because that is something that most people, regular men, regular people with no type of stature would have issue telling the public or telling their close intermediate, their intermediate family. And he just told the world. And that to me, you can't do nothing but salute to Coach Prime, salute Deion Sanders for what he's been able to do, and the fact that he's now able to go out there and coach those young men. It's truly remarkable. It is truly, truly remarkable. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Deion Sanders beats cancer. Yes, he beat cancer. He is cured from bladder cancer after having his bladder removed and now will coach the Colorado football team for the rest of the 2025 season. My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because I upload all the time. Thank you, thank you, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.